So today's video is a July TBR, and for the month of July I decided to participate in a readathon, and that is the Medieval-a-thon readathon created by Holly Hearts Books. I first heard about it at Sam's Thoughts and Thumbs channel, so I will link both of their channels down below, and I thought it was just such a full readathon, and this is my first ever readathon. I've never participated in one, so I thought it would be a fun thing to do. So the challenge is to read books and climb the ladder of power, let's say. So you have 6 stages for every single book, and by reading a book you can earn a title. So the stages are peasant, squire, knight, countess or count, princess, and a queen. So obviously I want to be a queen. So I'm hoping to read 6 books in next month. Hopefully I can do that. Seemed manageable, but at the same time, God knows. So there are different prompts, and you have to stick to it to fulfill the requirement for moving up a stage. But I thought it would be fun to kind of base my books around the prompts. The prompts are about getting attributes. So for example, first prompt is a crown. That is a book where a character fights for the throne. And so for this one I chose Frida Crowns by Kendra Blake. From what I understand this book is about is there's this kingdom where there's always triplets born, and it's 3 sisters, and they have to compete for the throne. I don't know much more about it. I think it was a very popular book on BookTube, and I heard some good things, and I just thought it sounded really interesting, and I've been wanting to read it for a while, but then after reading the prompt, that immediately sparked into my head, so I bought it on Amazon and I'm ready to read it. The second attribute is helmet, and this is a book with a dragon on the cover. And for this attribute I chose His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novik. This book is set in alternate history Napoleonic Wars, where dragons not only exist but they're used to fight, and we follow a story of one particular writer and his bond with his dragon. I don't know too much, but I'm really excited and I heard good things. The third attribute is armor, and this is a book with a shiny cover, and for this I've chosen Circe by Madeline Miller. So this book follows the story of Circe, who we know from Greek mythology and Homer's Odyssey, but this tells a more full story of her life. I'm very excited. I have really good things, and this book is really well liked, so I'm looking forward to reading it. I don't have a physical copy to show you how shiny it is, but it's on its way in the mail. Fourth attribute is boots, and this is a book that has yellowed over time, and for this I've chosen Lord of the Flies by William Golding. So this book, it's a classic. I've never read it in school, so I'm very excited to dive into this. It follows a story of a plane crash and a bunch of schoolboys are left on an island and kind of have to fend for themselves. I'm very excited. Like I said, I think everyone's pretty much read it by now, so I feel like I'm missing out and really want to know what I think about it, and it sounds like a very interesting story. And I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty yellow, so it fits. So the next attribute is knee protectors. That is a thick paperback, and for this I've chosen Homo Deus. I've read the first book, which is Sapiens. I listened to it on audiobook and it was really interesting. It was definitely easier to listen to it than read, but I have this in physical copy, so I'm excited to read it, and it's a big boy. I'm not actually sure what it's about. It says A Brief History of Tomorrow, and it's a non-fiction book, so I can imagine it's going to dive into what we can expect in the future, and kind of where he sees the world going. The first one was really interesting. It delved into past of humanity, so I'm excited to see what's in the future. So next one is a cape, and this is a book with red on the dust jacket or on the cover. So for this I have chosen Nexus by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. So this book is a sequel to Zenith, which is a science fiction story following female crew on a spaceship. They're kind of outlaws and they're going through adventures. It was written by one of our fellow booktubers, and I know that Zenith received some mixed reviews, but I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was a solid read. It was maybe not the most brilliant story out there, but I've definitely read so many worse, and I was really engaged with it. I was engaged with the characters. I really learned to care. I thought it was really empowering, as in the whole crew is female and they're all very distinct and very powerful, and I liked Andy, I liked the beginnings of the Romans, so I really enjoyed all that, and I'm excited to finish the story and know what happens in Nexus. I don't want to say what's about too much because it's a sequel, so I don't want to spoil anything, but I would definitely check out Zenith if you guys still haven't, and give it a fair chance, because I think it got some undeserved negative attention, and I'm very excited for this one, and I'll let you know what I think about it. So those are all attributes for your outfit, and then you can get different weapons based on what books you read. I've decided to go for the dual swords because those are the coolest, and also the book I wanted to read anyway really fit nicely into the prompt. For dual swords, you need to read a book with assassins, and for this I've chosen Nevernight by J. Christoph. I'm kind of cheating for this one because I've already started listening to it on audiobook, but I'm only like 10% in, so I'm kind of holding on till July to keep listening. So far I really like it. So the story is very grim dark, it's very gritty, and it follows our main character who is, she's aiming to go to assassin school, and it kind of goes from there. What I like about it so far is really, it's quite funny because we follow her story, but it's told by a narrator who often inserts himself in and kind of takes us out and like tells his little anecdotes, but I really think that brings more to the story, because otherwise it would be really dark and really gritty, and this way makes it quite funny and really witty. So I'm very excited to finish it and learn more, because honestly so far I don't know too much. I went into it completely blank. I had absolutely no idea what it was about. I heard about it from Emily Fox Reads, and I thought it was like sounded really interesting. She had some really nice things to say, so I decided to give it a try. Okay everyone, so this is it for my July TBR and Medieval-a-thon picks. I'm very excited to get into all of those. Please let me know in the comments if you've read them, if you liked them. No spoilers though, please. And let me know if you're participating and what books you're choosing. And hopefully when I see you in my July wrap up, I will be a queen. And I hope you all are well, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Medieval-a-thon. Medieval-a-thon.